Hey, good evening. It's Monday, June 30th. We're halfway through 2025. We're talking about freedom this week. We've got Independence Day coming up for the United States on July 4th. So I thought it'd be a good idea for us to think about what is freedom. And Jesus tells us things about freedom. He says that the truth will set us free. In Galatians, Paul carries up on that. He says that it is for freedom that you've been set free. Yeah, God wants us to experience freedom. Freedom from a culture, a world around us, which wants us to buy into slavery instead of freedom. We are told that being a slave to our desires will set us free, but it doesn't. So I thought we'd start tonight with freedom from death. That's kind of the big elephant in the room, if you will. We live in a world, in a culture, particularly Western culture, where we're doing everything we can to find distractions so we don't think about death. All the amazing things we have around us, the lavish things we could purchase, the homes we live in, the amazing cars that we drive, the screens, the visuals, the vacations we can take. They're all distractions from that one great reality. Life is dependent upon God. God wants us to be free of it. But instead, we buy into a worldview which wants us to avoid it, to almost live in fear of it because we're to be distracted by the things of this world. Our eyes are set on the things that are temporary instead of the things that are eternal. We're set on what we can see rather than what is unseen. See, if we're going to be free from death, we have to buy in to God's understanding of that. We don't need to be distracted from the things of death. We need to realize that God has conquered death. Listen to what Paul says in Corinthians. In chapter 15, he says this: when the perishable has been clothed with the imperishable, and the mortal with immortality, then the saying that is written will come true. Death has been swallowed up in victory. And what is that saying? Well, it's quoting from Isaiah, chapter 25, and verses 7 and 8. Familiar words, we so often associate them with Isaiah. On this mountain, the prophet says, he will destroy the shroud that unfolds all peoples, the sheet that will cover all the nations. He will swallow up death forever. The sovereign Lord will wipe away the tears from all faces. He will remove the disgrace from the people from all over the earth. The Lord has spoken. Those are words we think of in Revelation, but they're spoken here by Isaiah, 800 years before Christ came, 2,800 years ago. Isaiah is telling us that death has been conquered. It's been swallowed up in the victory. Whose victory? The victory of Jesus, where he triumphed over the forces of evil in a mighty, mighty, powerful victory. So then, there's the quote from Hosea. Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting? See, we don't have to fear death. We don't need to be distracted from it. There's no need to worry about death. Jesus tells us in the Gospels that our worry and concern, we can worry all we want to, but we can't add one single minute to our lives. That's up to God's calling. Psalm 139 tells us that the day and the hour, the time has been set, recorded in God's book before this whole life thing on earth began. Brothers and sisters, We need not live in fear of death. It's true, the Lord is our shepherd. He accompanies us through these dark valleys. But there is hope. That means I can live this life right now from the perspective of being reckless to the world and at peace with God. We can live in boldness, not trying to preserve our lives, but to give our lives to the things of God. We don't need to preserve our wealth, preserve our stuff. A man's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions. Jesus tells us that. Rather, I can embrace this idea that death, when the time comes, something that God has ordered, and for God's people, we will be finally at rest in no real peace. We don't need to be distracted from death. We don't need to fear it. We can trust the power of God. Jesus has conquered death. His death brought us life. And yes, this earthly life will end. I will die, you will die. Probably me sooner than you, but who knows in God's providence. But we have hope. Because death has been won. The victory of death has been won. That's what the beautiful words here. Death has been swallowed up in victory. Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting? We don't need to live in fear. We don't need to live in constant distractions. We can be at peace. We don't have to fear death. We're free from that. It is for freedom that we've been set free. To embrace that, live a life that is free from the things of this world. Death. God is the arbiter. God is the one who sets the time. God is the one who's given us peace. Jesus has gone before us. He's defeated the sting of death. And death is now a window into the glory of God in its fullest form, at least as far as we could deal with. Again, love your thoughts and feedback. Don't be distracted by death. Rather, be free from the fear of it. And know that you are secure in God. And that's the thought for this night. Look forward to talking to you again tomorrow. And you have a great day.